Other things to think about on your home is going to be downspouts. Clean out the gutters and the downspouts to make sure you're not going to have overflowing gutters or backup of those gutters. We have seen that happen before too, where you get ice dams. So you're getting rain and it freezes, and because your gutters were clogged up, it'll freeze inside the gutters or in the downspouts, and then it creates an ice dam that gets up underneath underneath the roofing and shingles, and then it starts to melt because it's getting warm under there, and it leaks down underneath into the insulation and into the drywall. And depending on your policy, whether you have backup sewers and drains, you may not have coverage for that, and it can cause damage as well. So cleaning out the gutters is something that's really important to do. Last thing I want to just touch on, it would be moss removal. So people don't think about it coming into the winter, but depending on the climate that you're in, there's more shade, right? Like the sun's not out as much, and that moss can start to really take root underneath those shingles. The problem with that, the moss on the shingles, is that it gets under the shingle, lifts it up just a little bit, and then when the wind blows, it rips the shingles off. And what was a good roof that maybe had another 10 years left on it, due to the moss, can have a loss this year. So definitely moss killer, cleaning out your gutters, up and above and below the house. Those are the big things that I really want to make sure people are aware of, that are seasonal issues to be on top of as the weather's starting to change. On your auto insurance, some things to think about when it comes to the weather shifting is, the first thing is going to be your tires. It's important to make sure you got good tread on your tires, that you've rotated your tires so that you're in good shape for winter weather. As you're going to have more rain on the road, you're going to have slush and ice and snow. You don't want to realize that your tires needed to be replaced after you've been sliding off the road or into somebody else. Now, obviously, it doesn't matter how good your tires are. When you're on ice, you're on ice. And so that's something to just be aware of, be heads up about when you're driving, because sliding on ice, like derailed my conversation here as I'm thinking, when you slide on ice and you hit somebody, you're going to be at fault. Even though it's the ice, and you're like, hey, I was only going 2 miles an hour and I slid slow motion into this person. It's still your fault because you were sliding on the ice, and it's really difficult to prove or get out of that. So just to be aware, that's something that does come up. So watch out for black ice this time of the year, and make sure that your tires are in good condition. Make sure that your brakes are good, right? Just give your car an overall, once overall,